Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Hello, beautiful Emma Ferris. How are we doing today?
I'm good, darling. How are you? Lovely to see you. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So do you. I love your beautiful lace top. I love your style. Just gorgeous.
We're both in our beautiful blouses today. Beautiful blouses.
Beautiful blouse day today. Hello to all of our viewers, all of our followers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Suzana Mihajlovic. I am the founder of Your Two Minds, international best-selling author and a success mentor and elite performance coach. And this is my incredible partner in crime, the one and only Emma Ferris. She is one of Australia's top stylists. She is also a personal trainer extraordinaire. She has transformed my body through personal training. And welcome to every single one of you. Please, if you want to click the link above, there should be a link above. And what that allows you to do is to put your name in there. So that means when you put your comments in, we can see who you are. We already have one Facebook user, Say Nice. Whoever you are, welcome. It's so great to have you here. We'd love to know what your name is. So if you want to click on the link, and please, these podcasts are interactive. We want you to ask questions. We want you to give us a hell yeah if you're ready. Give us a hell yeah. Tell us where you're from. We are broadcasting all over the world. In fact, we had someone from Los Angeles ask us what time this is in California, in Los Angeles. So we've got people all around the world either watching this live or watching the recordings. Bring your family, bring your friends along. We have so much information. So your superstar self-image, because we have Minnesota. We have someone from Minnesota here. Welcome, Facebook user. I'm wondering if that's our Michelle from the Your Two Minds community. I'm not sure. It just says Facebook user for now, but welcome whoever you are. We love having the whole globe on our show. So we have quite a few newbies, Emma, that have reached out and wanted to be a part of our podcast. Just a little bit of history. So your superstar self-image was a workshop that, oh my goodness, it's Casey Snow, another Your Two Minds. Lovely to have you. Casey, we so miss you. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. So your superstar self-image started from a workshop that I did for many years, and those workshops were absolutely phenomenal. They were always sold out. People got phenomenal results. However, what I realized is there was a missing component. So for me, self-image, and what I've learned over the years, it's about what happens on the inside. So if you have an incredible self-image, your results will match that self-image. If you are feeling stuck in any area of your life, I can 100% guarantee that there is a self-image mismatch. And the workshop looked great and worked great, and people were getting great results. But what I realized was I had a missing component. And that was really clear to me when I started to do Emma Ferris's personal training sessions. So yes, self-image starts from inside out, first and foremost. However, you're still a physical being. You're a spirit in a physical body. So therefore, your physical body must match. And also your style must match your new self-image. So I am super excited today. It is Emma Ferris's turn to share with you about the exercise effect.
Yes, love
A
it.
healthy mind equals a healthy body. So you're going to learn so much from one of Australia's top personal trainers and stylists. But before I give it over to Emma, I have a question for all of you. Who has done their homework from last week's session? Tell me in the comments if you've completed your homework. Can anyone remember what your homework was? Oh, there are no comments. It means I hope you have done your homework. Listen, you can come and watch these podcasts and get a little bit of inspiration and not do any work at all. That is absolutely fine. You are welcome here with us, no matter where you are from. Okay. However, if you want to start to see the changes in your life, we really, really, really do recommend you do the homework. If you want a reminder by email, give us your email address and we'll send you a reminder every week, which we have been doing. Facebook user, I think it might be Casey, said, sorry. That's okay, Casey. Go back and do it, okay? Because you know what this does to your life, this work. Last week, so I spoke about, and we had so much feedback about last week's session about how I got into Bob Proctor's Millionaire Roundtable. So the homework around that was, what have you decided to do with your life? Okay, so I went through decision and absolute knowing. So decision means that you know that you are the one. What if you are the chosen one in your field? Forget about the others. Focus on yourself. Intention, we talked about intention. And also what it means to have results. Go back and watch it. It was a very powerful session. Okay, enough from me, because I cannot wait to hear from our incredible personal trainer, stylist extraordinaire, the one and only Emma Ferris. Exercise with Emma has absolutely changed my life. It has been a game changer, and it has helped me understand my work and my profession and my gift so much more. So over to Emma, who's going to teach you about a healthy mind means a healthy body. And a big hello to Julia from Somali, from Solomon Islands. Welcome. Okay,
Hi,
over to you, Em.
Beautiful. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. And what an introduction. That's amazing. So yes, I am going to talk about a healthy mind equals a body that works better, and a healthy body helps with your mental well-being, which you've just spoken about, that, you found yourself. And it's true, because there's been an amazing study done called the exercise effect. So I don't know if you've ever, you possibly get it after one of my HIIT classes, Suzana, where you feel invincible almost. You get this rush of endorphins. So these chemicals are released through your body. It's often called a runner's high. And you just feel incredible. Like you feel that you can do things that maybe you normally wouldn't do. So that sort of led them to do this study in Harvard, and it actually is called the exercise effect. So exercise actually does release proteins in the brain, and actually helps improve nerve cell connections, which means it makes your brain work better. So they've done studies where they've realized that exercise can actually assist some people, not all people, but it can assist some people who are suffering from depression. So they now are encouraging people who suffer from depression to not only, seek help or whatever treatments that they want, but also to move their beautiful bodies, because there is that mind-body connection. And you are so right. A healthy body equals a healthier mind. A healthy mind equals a healthier body. And the two are connected. And you are so right, because when we, and I always say to my beautiful clients, it's not about how you look. I don't, you know, Suzana, from doing my classes, I do not focus on looking a certain way or being a certain body type, or, you know, it's all about movement, functionality. I do a lot of hip mobility work. I do a lot of strength work. I do a lot of stretching, and we're working with the whole body, because the two are so important. They go hand in hand, because when you start to feel stronger and when you start to feel fitter and you start to feel like you have more energy, then obviously that makes you feel better. And when you feel better, your self-image, it's easier to rise to that higher self-image. And you know, I know when you came on board with me, you were already, you know, so your self-image was incredible, but you wanted to improve your fitness and just get a little bit stronger. But you yourself have noticed by doing that, that's raised your self-image as well, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why, you know, I chose to partner with you, because, you know, and we all know the benefits of exercise. We've been, you know, taught the benefits, but we just don't do it. And what happened to me was I was so focused on serving clients and then lockdowns, and, you know, I wasn't as active as I was. And, you know, I'm 50 years old, so, I'm at that you know, middle age, later stages of life too, moving into the later stages of life. So your body does change. And what I noticed when I started, and sometimes I have to force myself, even to this day, if I've stopped my personal training sessions, I have to force those paradigms to get to a class in the morning with you. But every single time I do that, you know, my focus is a lot sharper. You know, I'm a lot clearer, and I just love starting my day the way that I do with you when I'm doing my personal training. The whole day is different. I'm able to serve my clients a lot better, and I feel a lot better about myself. And also, I know what you're saying is that, you know, the outside, and you do not focus on how people look. It's about their health and wellness. However, I must say that I have a better body physically than what I have had in my 40s. You know, 30s, it was incredible. You know, I feel better about how I look physically than what I have ever felt before. So, you know, I was told as I was creeping up to 50, people were saying, oh, you're going to put on weight, your body's going to change. Yes, it did change, but feeling great in your body also helps the way you look too. And in my experience, you can have both.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you touched on something, because, and we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. As women, we are told all the time that our bodies are going to change, and we're going to hit menopause. But in actual fact, it's exactly the same for men. But what happens is, as women, we do not prioritize our health as much, because we have that guilt, don't we? We think, you know, I better actually go and, you know, do this or do that. And we often don't prioritize our health. And that's something that is so important. And that's why I make the classes 30 minutes long.
Yes.
So that they're nice and short and sharp, so that everybody can prioritize their health. You know, and like you said, you're like me. I prefer to train in the morning, because I do feel mentally stronger. I feel like I've set up myself for my day. I'm not, you know, I love meditation, but I prefer, my meditation is doing something physical like that, whether it's going for a walk, going for a run, or doing a class. And I can tell the days, and I often give myself a couple of days where I don't work out because I'm working out so much. But I definitely can feel my mood is not as up or as I don't feel as I just don't feel like myself, to be honest. So I've now started going for a bike ride with the boys because I do feel that I feel alive. I feel magnificent. I feel like, I can take on the world. And it's definitely for me is that mind body connection where, and I didn't get that when I was younger. I read a beautiful comment the other day that I've got to find, but someone had written that exercise is such a privilege, isn't it? To move our body is such a privilege, and people have got to stop thinking of exercise as punishment. Exercise is the most amazing thing that you can do for yourself,
isn't it? Yeah. And once you get into it, you just love it. You absolutely, and you love yourself more as a result too. Definitely.
I had a client this morning who was going to jump on at 6:30. And she sent me a message at 6 o'clock to say that she wasn't jumping on because she hadn't had a good night's sleep. And I'm like, no. You're jumping on. Just do 5 minutes. Say to yourself, say to your mind, I'm only going to do 5 minutes and then I'll jump off. And you know what happens? You get into it. The 5 minutes it gets to, I'll just stay on till the 10-minute mark. And what happens is those nerve cell connections start. There's a protein that's released. I can't remember the name of the protein, but it gets released, which actually makes new connections in your brain. So while you're working out, it's incredible. This is happening in your beautiful mind, which makes your brain function better, it's going to make you feel better ultimately. So it's such a gift. It really is.
Absolutely. I love that.
To talk to you about it because I'm so passionate about it, and the reason why I'm passionate is because I watched my beautiful mum who had rheumatoid arthritis, which meant that she wasn't able to move her body. In the end, she went from being in a wheelchair to being in bed, and she wasn't able to move her body, and ultimately, that unfortunately there were complications, but that was what really encouraged me to start learning and studying about the body and studying about movement and why it is so important to our life, but also our brain function and feeling better. And I just thought of something then, but my beautiful little guy, when we had Mother's Day at Kinder back in May, the kids had to say something like, there was a series of questions that the teacher had asked they had to answer, and one of them was, what's your mum's favourite thing to say? And Foxy's like, oh, my mum's favourite thing to say is get outside and burn some energy, move your beautiful body, or something like this.
That is so you, Emma.
I know, right? And I was so embarrassed at Kinder because other mums had said things like, I love you so much, and he's like, Mum says, get outside, burn some energy, and move that beautiful body. I'm like, oh.
That is so good. I love that. I love that. Wow. So you have shared so much in that. So for women that, are middle-aged, are going through perimenopause, menopause, but also you mentioned men go through a similar thing, even though they're not going through menopause. And one of the effects of that is a lot of women find that they can't sleep as well at night. I know a lot of my friends are experiencing that. But what you said, well, no excuse. Get up for 5 minutes, move for 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes becomes 10, 15, 20. And as a result, you end up having an absolutely great day for that. So remember, and that's a really good reminder for me and all of the women and men that are middle-aged, experiencing changes in their body, maybe experiencing, not being able to sleep, night sweats, whatever goes on with the changing of hormones. So force yourself to get up and do 5 minutes. There is no excuse. And even if it is just the 5 minutes, it will make a difference. It will definitely make a difference. So,
100%. darling. And it doesn't have to be 5 minutes of really hard, high impact. It can be going for a walk. Hi, Al. Lovely to see you.
Ali, you're amazing, Ali.
He's amazing. It doesn't have to be, something really physical and taxing, especially if you are tired. Obviously, we always need to listen to our body, but it can be something like going for a walk or, going to the local pool and having a swim, which is amazing because often when you are going through these changes, you might be feeling like, oh, I don't want to, feeling sluggish but if you go for a swim, your body is supported in the water. And so it's a lot kinder on your body. And, I'm not saying get up and go for a run and push yourself. I'm saying move your body, put the radio on, get in the kitchen, have a bit of a dance, do one of Olivia's incredible Zumba classes. I mean, that's a little higher impact, but have a dance or, it doesn't have to be a structured class. It doesn't have to be, a HIIT or a strength. It can be something that's just really kind to you and, go to a beautiful park and walk around the park. It's just getting into that habit of moving your body. Yeah, kitchen dance off, love it. But moving your beautiful body and getting into that habit. And also something that you talk to me about so often, Suzana, is, these are stories that we tell ourselves. And it's the same with people in exercising. We say to us, the alarm goes off and you say, oh, well, it's cold and it's dark and, oh, I don't want to get up. And, this, and you just say to yourself, come on, there's magic in the discomfort, isn't there? There's growth in the discomfort.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to, like during winter, I have to literally, there are mornings where I have to literally force myself to get out, just get out. And once I'm in front of you, it's a complete change. I know, how much I get out of it. I just want to add a few things.
Yes.
First of all, just being your client for over a year now and the changes, I did not believe that you can make such changes to your mind and body for just 30 minutes of exercise. And for me, and I've shared this with you, Emma, before, I'm not one of those people that can go to a gym and do, not that you can do anything, but I get so bored when it's an hour. Unless it's a walk or something outdoors, I can do that for all day. But when it is an actual session, your 30 minutes, you're in there, you do your work, it goes so quick because you're having so much fun. It's only 30 minutes. You don't even have time for your mind to start, oh, when is this going to end? You don't have time for your mind to get bored, right? And the changes in my body as a result of that and my mind have been astronomical. So for all of our listeners, you don't have to be doing 2 hours a day. You can do a half an hour session with Emma a few times a week, and you're going to start to notice changes in your body and your mind also. So do it. And Olivia's, Zumba classes are fantastic too.
Yes.
Emma's morning sessions, I do a combination of both now because I just have so much fun and they are working on different areas of my body. And the older you get, the more I need it. And the more I need to have fun also, music, fun, because you get to a stage where there's responsibility, and we forget to have fun. We forget to play. So I would suggest doing both Emma's and Olivia's. Absolutely incredible.
In actual fact, so you've just made me think of two important things. The first one is I used to work at a gym. And we used to have to do hour-long classes. PT sessions were always an hour long. What happens is you start to fatigue. And when you start to fatigue, that's when injuries can occur. So unless you've got somebody on you watching your form completely, but if you go to the gym and do an hour's class, you may start to fatigue towards the end of that hour and you may actually hurt yourself. So that's why I keep them short and sharp.
Yeah.
The other thing your body starts to get used to. So if you go running every day, run, you'll start to get to a point where it's not as hard work and you're thinking, oh, this is amazing, I'm getting fitter. But what actually happens is your body will start to plateau. So the fact that you're mixing up your classes is amazing, because you're constantly keeping yourself and that beautiful mind of yours on its toes. And that's why that exercise on Saturday was so awesome, because
that was great.
you think about it, didn't you? You couldn't do it. It was like lunge, clap, like, was all that.
So, for anyone that's thinking of joining Emma's class, she is so coordinated, but she'll get you to things where you are so uncoordinated. And it's fun because you have to use your mind and your body. But that's another reason why I love your sessions, Emma, because they're only 30 minutes, but they're always mixed up. So I always feel that I have, work my body in different ways. And it doesn't feel like I have plateaued yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
so,
No, I'm really mindful that I'm constantly adding in new moves, we're changing the exercises, we change the time. It's all about progressive overload. So we sort of stick with something for a couple of weeks, and then I'll introduce new exercises, or I'll make you work for longer or shorter, or the rest time. And what that does is that just continually allows the body to keep performing at a progressive overload. So you're just going to keep going like this, which is really important as well.
Right. Wow. Yeah. They're just incredible. So, yeah. And I want to say a big shout out to Lisa James. Welcome, Lisa. Lisa is one of our newer members, and she says, yes, play is mandatory. Absolutely it is. It just creates a much nicer life. Emma, as I'm listening to you, I've been thinking of my journey, and I've had, hundreds and hundreds and, thousands actually of clients around the world in the past 6.5 years. And most of my clients, all of the clients that do the work, 100% see changes in their life. And I am such a big advocate of self-image. And one of the reasons why, well, there's a couple of reasons, because if you do not change your self-image on a subconscious level, you will never change your life. You will never change your results, full stop. But also, even though I have degree after degree, or, degree and diplomas and all that in psychology, counseling, I've been to some prestigious universities, I always used to think that self-image was just about the way that you look and your style, your style of dress. And yes, self-image, that is a part of your self-image, definitely. But that is what I learned when I really got studying, paradigms and helping people change their own subconscious programming. I realized that self-image is really how you see yourself on the inside. And if you change the image of yourself on the inside, then the results on the outside will change. So, yes, we do have to change our image to match the life that we want, how we see ourselves, to match the results that we want in our business. And you're an advocate of the work that we've done together on self-image, to get the results that you want. And yes, you have to change the way that you dress and the way that you present yourself in the world to match that internal vision. Now, one of the reasons why so many people don't get there, unless they do a program like mine, Your Two Minds, and combined with, your work, etc., is because the subconscious takes a lot of time to change, and it actually is hard work to change. And that's where, that's my expertise. That's what I help people do, change their inside. But what I realized when I started your personal training sessions regularly every day was that my own paradigms, because the more you grow, every goal that you have, you're going to have to change your paradigm. So this is an ongoing job. You're never going to stop changing your paradigms if you want to continue to expand. So what I realized when I started to do your classes every day, and I practice what I preach, I have a massive goal, like I have my clients have a massive goal. But what I realized was when I started to do your sessions, those paradigms didn't feel as difficult within me to change. And the reason I believe that was happening is because my endorphins, the chemicals that were released from my brain, were changing. So I felt better. So therefore, it was easier to move through and change my subconscious paradigms. And that's one of the reasons why I thought, right, I need Emma with this your superstar self-image. So, it's about, so if you want different results in your life, you're going to have to change your programming. You're not going to have, results that last unless you change your subconscious, full stop. So any of you that are feeling stuck in your life, that you keep getting the same results over and over again, then it's the inside that has to change. Now, every single one of you that's watching this, that's watching the recording, will also know that it's very hard for the inside to change, the subconscious to change. It doesn't have to be, but you'll have to join my program to find out why. That's a whole nother session. But generally, 99.9% of people find it very difficult to change their subconscious programs. So therefore, you need to be doing the mindset work and the shift work in parallel with someone like Emma and the personal training stuff. And I love Emma's work because she understands my work. She's been a client too, so she understands what it takes to change those paradigms. So that's something that I have experienced as an expert, right? in self-image. I had so many people. Back in February 2020, we did research into my business, and I had worked with 1,600 people back then, right? So, and 1,600 people change. But what I did not know is how much easier it was if you work with someone like yourself to do the physical activity with you also.
Amazing. That's amazing, darling. And you know what? It just comes back to that healthy mind, better body, healthy body, mental well-being. Amazing. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, what would your message be to people that want to change their self-image from the inside out? I have loved this session today. Thank you so much for sharing this information with us all.
Oh, definitely. Oh, thanks, Sally. Look, just quickly, I think for me, the big change working with you was pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. So, I know my stuff. I've studied. I've done, like yourself, I've done so many courses, degrees. I've worked it, but it was remembering that I'm the best in the world at what I do, because no one else can do me. And that's a reminder, and it's constant because you know that I'm currently filming a website, and that for me was a big thing that, like, even gorgeous Ali said to me on the weekend, if I saw myself 2 years ago, there's no way I would ever think of recording myself or even be on a podcast. But now I'm like, oh, bring it on. I'm so excited that this website's going to be available for people so that they can move their beautiful bodies at a time that suits them. It doesn't have to be at 6:30 when I'm up. It can be at 6:30 at night when it's them. So that's my darling. I have to thank you for that. Just that mantra. I'm the best in the world at what I do, and that's being me. No one else can be me. So that I want everyone to think about that, because that was a game changer for me. And just to move their beautiful bodies. And it doesn't have to be my class. It doesn't have to be Olivia's class. It can be as simple as going for a walk with a girlfriend, going for a walk on your own or with your partner. It can be going for a swim, a hit of tennis, bowling. You can do one-on-one basketball like I was doing just before we came on. I had to quickly brush my hair because I was playing one-on-one with Joey. And he's mopping the floor with me, can I just say? But whatever it is, just move your body. That's my message. And that's everybody's homework, to move their bodies.
Move your body. As Emma's beautiful son said, what would Mum say? Get outside and move your beautiful body. I have received so much out of this session. Thank you to you, Emma. So remember, 30 minutes a day, just 30 minutes before your mind can get bored. Okay, 30, every single one of us can do 30 minutes a day. Okay, force yourself to get out there. If you haven't had a sleep, if you're going through the middle-age hormones, whether you're male or female, and you haven't slept, get up for 5 minutes. And if it's just 5 minutes, it's going to make a difference to your day. Okay. Also, what is even deeper from this session is your results. So you mentioned, becoming the best in the world at what you do. So that's not competing with other people. It's being authentic to you. It's doing you, providing your service in the best in the world as what you can do. However, the best in the world means that you are the best in your mind, in your body, and in your soul. And that, to me, completes a very powerful superstar self-image. Every single one of you is born to be a star. You haven't been born in your beautiful physical body, in this beautiful physical life, just to exist. You are the highest form of creation. What do you want? What do you want out of your life? And who do you need to be? And remember, the best version of you means mind, best mind, sharpest mind, best body, okay, fit, healthy body, which then impacts on your mind and your paradigms. And of course, you are also spirit and soul. You are infinite. You have infinite genius locked up inside you. Thank you very much. So, Emma, could you give everyone their homework for this week? And you know what, everybody? Next week, we're going to test you on it. So we're going to see who has done their homework or not.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's simple. It's to move your beautiful body, and I want to hear what it is. So you have to drop us a line next week, or send me a personal message, or send Suzana a personal message telling us what it is that you did where you prioritized moving your body. It could be 5 minutes walking, could be swimming, could be playing basketball. I'm happy with whatever it is.
But it has to be every single day. Okay.
Every single day until next week.
Every single day. You've got a beautiful body. You're blessed to be able to move your body, which is something that Emma said. And that story of your beautiful mum where she couldn't move because of rheumatoid arthritis. Everyone, all of you watching, you are blessed that you have a body that you can move. Yeah. We have to respect our body is our temple. We only have this one body. Let's love it. Let's move it. Let's get the most out of it. And if you want to have the weekly Your Superstar recap sent to you by email, please drop us your email either in our inbox or in the comments below, and we'll make sure that you receive the weekly email that has a recap of the homework. Thank you so much, Em. Thank you so much, everybody. My God, I'm going to go out and go for a walk right now. You have
I think I'm going to play a bit more basketball.
Have a great week. We are so grateful for you. Join us again next Monday for some helpful hints and inspiration. And let's do this. Love to you all. You are the superstar of your life.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.